Beacon Marketing's Video of the Week. My name is Roger Gallegos, and I am the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. Today we're going to continue our series on how you can show your audience love. And what we mean by that is positioning you and your organization to become a resource as opposed to a salesperson. What we mean by that is a salesperson, their goal is to make a sale. However, when you position yourself to be a resource, your goal is to make a customer. And so what you're doing is you're turning a potential customer, into a returning customer, into an advocate for your business. And the advocate for your business is where you really want to be, because not only are they searching you out when they have a problem related to your industry, they're telling other people. They're hearing people at parties or through lunches or whatever it is. They say, you know who could help you? Roger Gallegos at Beacon Marketing. Let me get you his information, or I'll tell him to give you a call. And right there, that is where you want to be. That's like the holy grail of marketing, of building a business. But the only way you get there is if you're a resource. If all you're trying to do is make a sale, if all you're trying to say is, hey, buy this, buy this, buy this, then again, you may make a sale or two, but chances are they're not going to come back. They're not going to trust you, because all you were there is just to make a sale. So all of our content this month is going to be around that very idea of how to position you and your organization as a resource so you can turn potential customers into advocates for your business. Last week, we talked about getting to know your audience better. That is important, because how can you address their pain points if you don't even know who they are and what those pain points they are experiencing? Today, we're going to take that a bit further and talk about actually creating engaging content that will address those needs and get them to act upon the content that you are putting out there, whether it's to contact you directly or to like and share or to comment, whatever it may be. Now, probably the first thing you need to do once you understand who your audience is and their pain points is find ways to show that you understand their impact that the pain point is having on their life or their business. If you're B2B, it's like, so for me, I'm B2B. I'm helping my target audience is small and medium-sized business owners who want to grow their business through effective marketing methods. Well, their pain point is that they don't know how to market their business. They are struggling to market their business. They just don't know where to start. And so that's easy to understand, those pain points. But if I dig a little deeper, what those pain points are doing to their business is it stops them from being able to grow their business. They have this uncertainty of knowing where their revenue stream is coming from. So they may be worried about making payroll or paying their rent or being able to pay their suppliers. They wonder if they're going to be in business in 6 months or a year. All these things are stressing, and then they eventually bleed into their personal life. It's a thing that's impossible to avoid. So, in able to understand, then I could create messaging and content that says, hey, start delivering the customers you need on a regular basis to help grow your business. That right there not only addresses the need, but it addresses that underlying concept of what is the impact that their pain point has on their life. So once you start doing that, that is how you start addressing those the needs of your customers, your current and potential customers, so you could take them from that potential to that advocate. So let's look at the different ways, and what we're talking about here is the different types of content. I'm just going with the basics here. We could probably take a hour long, probably do a whole webinar just on the different types of content, all the various things. So I'm just doing a real basic overview of some of those popular types of the 5, what I feel are the most popular types of content. There's many variations that you could do out there. We're just going to cover the basics and then maybe dig deep into a couple of them. But outside of that, it's just going to be the top 5 that I feel are the top 5. So the first one is blogs, and this is people have been blogging probably since the beginning of the internet. I would have to go back and see what it is, but blogs have been around for a good 25 years now. What it does is it helps you outline in written word, your thoughts on various issues, related to your industry, your services, whatever it may be. And it's a really good way to show the depth of knowledge, because you could really go deep in writing, and you could show examples, you could show data, you could show references, you could do a lot of deep things in a blog that you can't do in other ones. And you could actually do some interesting things, like, for instance, Twitter right now has something called threading, where you could take a tweet and you could actually thread some things. So I heard on a podcast recently that there was a reporter who actually essentially wrote a column that way, because he was threaded all of his things. And that wasn't the true length of a true column, but he had about 10 or 15 tweets that were in a thread that, essentially served as like a little mini column. And he, from my understanding, he was getting a bunch of comments and a bunch of engagement on that. You could do something like that if your audience is on Twitter and you feel it's something that they need, especially if it's a little micro thing that you want to share. That's like a little micro blog, a little mini thing. So that's one, blogs. The next one is videos. Now this one, it's huge. I'm doing a video here. Videos are only going to get more popular, more important, particularly as technology keeps advancing. More apps and more things are being created to allow the average person, myself, a small business owner, be able to market their business. So consider developing a video strategy that will allow you to do videos on a regular basis that addresses the needs of your customers. It's real easy, because you could watch a video while you're doing something else, like getting ready for the day, and you could portray a lot of information in a short period of time. And they could do it on the run. They could do it mobily, like while they're doing something else. So in terms of, like, if they have a long commute, they could sit there and watch a video. Really good. It's a really good, effective way to get a lot of good information in a short period of time. The next one, number 3, is a little more in depth. It's a webinar. I do a monthly webinar for free where I share some information related to the theme of the month. So again, this month is going to be how you can show your audience love. Whatever it is, it allows you to really show an in-depth knowledge of your industry. And if you give away this content for free, like the same thing with the blogs and the videos, one of the cool things about a webinar is it could actually act as a way to get more people's emails, because to sign up, they have to put in their email most likely, so you can send them a link to where they can sign in. Well, now you have a direct thread to them if you have not already got that. So that is a very great way to not only share more information, but get people's content, so you could get people's contact information so you can share future content if you don't already have it. Next is like the old way of doing a webinar, and it's the same old. It's just a webinar. It's a seminar. It's getting a place, inviting people to your office, maybe renting someplace, maybe providing lunch or breakfast or an afternoon snack, and just presenting some knowledge, just like you would on a webinar, doing a presentation that shows. You usually highlight a very specific issue and go kind of really in depth in this picture, kind of like a blog, but really blown out. And maybe you mix in some video on there, and it's just really in-depth information that shows the depth of a certain pain point or a certain topic, and you're just really digging down deep and helping them understand exactly how you could help them. Now, the 5th one and the last one, this is an ebook. Now, if webinars and seminars were kind of videos blown out, an ebook is like a blog that's really blown out. You're going really in depth, and you're really targeting. You make this say, buy this 10-page ebook. We're going to dig down deep on how to create more effective videos. So you really, you put a lot of graphics, you make it really visually attractive, and you put it out there. But again, the underlying thing for all of these different forms of content is that you're addressing the needs and the pain points of your target audience by showing them. You understand that you're empathizing with them on the effect that that pain point has on their lives, and that your solutions, or at least your understanding of the solutions, can help them live a better life. And if you do this over and over again, and if you create enough good content, guess what? They will start seeing you as a resource. You may not make that sale initially, but over the long run, they'll see you as a trusted resource, and they'll start recommending you to others. And that is a much better place to be. Okay, so that's it for today. Let me know what types of content. Again, I know I was very brief in terms of my list. I only had 5. I know there's a ton more out there, and I barely scratched the surface on it, but this is just to get an idea. This is just to get your mind jogging and looking and saying what sorts of content that I need to develop for my audience. A large part of it depends. I didn't really go into this on understanding the right platforms. I actually believe I have a video or something coming up later. Actually, I did something last month about choosing the right platform. So check that out if you want some more information. All right. So next week we're going to continue our theme by talking about how you can become a leader in your market. And what we mean by that, a little preview, is you want to establish yourself as someone that they could trust in your market or in your neighborhood or in your city, that they can go to and be that trusted resource. And we'll talk about how you can become that leader and what the impact it'll have for your marketing and your brand. So that's that. As always, check us out on social media. We have a Facebook group, Marketing Strategies for Small Business Owners. A lot of good information there. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, on LinkedIn. If you're not on our email list, let me know. I'll send you the email. I'll get you signed up so you can start receiving emails from us. Check out Beacon Marketing's blog. The last two things I'll talk about. The first is the Definitive Marketing Strategy Guide. It's something I've talked about before. This guide helps small and medium-sized business owners create a custom marketing strategy that is suited to meet the unique needs of your business. If you're struggling with what to do, if you're not quite sure what steps to take next, this strategy helps you develop your own roadmap for you to follow that takes into account your goals, your resources, and what you're capable of doing, and what you want to do, and what you want to reach for. And it's your plan, so you customize it. It's a do-it-yourself guide, but we're also there to walk you through if you need help. A lot of good information and a lot of good ways to help your business grow with this guide. If you have any information, please let me know. The last thing is, I touched on it earlier, it's the February webinar. It's a free webinar on February 21st. That's a Thursday at 10 a.m. So please let me know if you have any questions about that. We'll sign you up. Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Check in for next week's video about becoming a leader in your market. And you guys have a good one. Bye.